Hello friends, welcome back to our Lexicon Ethics series for UPSC. Today we are going to talk about ethics in public administration. See, ethics is not only for our personal life but also very important in governance. A civil servant handles the people, money and power, so his decisions directly affect the society. That's why some guiding principles are given for administrators. We call them maxims. Let's understand them one by one with very simple and real life examples. Now, maximum of legality and rationality. This means an officer should always follow law and rules, not personal mood. For example, suppose someone comes to make a ration card. Even if he is my close friend, I cannot bypass the rules. I must check his documents properly. So rationality means decisions should be logical, not emotional. If two people apply for the same scheme, the, of, the officer should give it based on eligibility, not on friendship or bribe. For another example, even in cricket, umpire gives out only if rules say so, not because he likes one player more. So same in administration. Now, in here, responsibility means I accept my decision. Accountability means I am answerable for it. For example, if an officer builds a road and later it collapses, he cannot just blame the contractor. He also has a duty to monitor. Okay, for another example, in school, if a class leader forgets to pass on homework notice, he can't blame friends. He must take responsibility. Okay, in UPSC interview also, they say a civil servant should not say I don't know and escape. He should say yes, I will correct it. Okay. The next one, the maximum of work commitment. Swami Vivekananda said, every duty is holy. Work should not be seen as a burden. For example, if an officer has 100 files to clear, he must do it sincerely, not to postpone saying, I am tired. For another example, if a pensioner comes at 10 a.m., the officer should be in office on time, not strolling in at 12. Even small things like punctuality show commitment. Like a teacher who comes on time daily, students respect him more. Okay. Now, maximum of excellence. In here, excellence means always give your best quality. Don't settle for chalta hai. Okay. For example, a school inspector checking midday meals should ensure children get healthy food, not just tick mark the form. Okay. For another example, in ISRO, even with less money, they aim for high standards. That's why India is respected worldwide. Okay. Even in our daily life, if you write your notes neatly, it shows excellence. It's not about big things. It's about doing small things with care. Okay. Now, maximum fusion means in here, fusion means balancing three goals, that is personal, organizational, and social. For example, a officer may want a promotion, that is personal, but he must also think of department's efficiency, that is organizational, and the people welfare, that is society. For in simple example, imagine you are playing cricket. You want to score runs, that is personal goal, but your team must win, that is organizational. And crowd should enjoy fair play, that is society. If you cheat, you harm all three. So ethics help balance these goals. Now, responsiveness means react quickly to people's need. Resilience means bounce back even if system fails. For example, during floods, officer must act fast, not wait for higher orders. For another example, if corruption is found in ration supply, government must reform quickly and restore trust. Even in our personal life, if a phone breaks before exam, we must find another way to study. That's a resilience. Now, maximum of utilitarianism. This principle is simple. That is greatest good for greatest number. For example, if a government has limited money, better to spend it on rural healthcare than luxury park for few rich. Okay. For another example, in a family, if only one bike is there, father may use it for office instead of son using for fun, right? Because it benefits whole family. So utilitarianism is about larger happiness. Okay. No, maximum of compassion. Compassion means kindness with wisdom. For example, if a poor widow submits her pension from one day late, officer should accept it with the human touch. But compassion does not mean giving benefits to rich just because they are powerful. For example, if your friend forgot lunch, you share your food, that's compassion. Okay. Now, maximum of national interest. Every action must keep a nation first. For example, if an Indian officer is in UN, he must defend India's image. Okay, for another example, in Japan and Korea, officers work with the pride for their nation. That's why those countries are strong. Even small acts matter, like not littering public places, and that too is a national interest. Okay. Now, maximum of justice. Justice means fairness, equality, and impartiality. For example, if two candidates, one is rich and another one is poor, apply for a loan, the decision must be on eligibility, not on wealth or caste. Okay, for another example, in cricket, umpire gives out fairly whether batsman is Virat Kohli or a local player. Justice means backbone of democracy. Now, maximum of transparency. Transparency means openness. Okay, for example, if officer sanctions a contract, details should be online so public knows why that company was chosen. For another example, in a school, if marks are shown openly, student trust the teacher more. Okay, transparency builds trust and reduces corruption. That is, RTI Act is a great example. Now, maximum of integrity. Integrity means honesty in action. For example, if officer handles the tender worth crores, he should not take bribe. Even if no one is watching, he should stay honest. Okay, for another example, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam never used government resources for personal use. Okay, in daily life, if a shopkeeper gives you extra change and you should return it, okay, that's integrity. So, in conclusion, these were the main maxims of ethics in public administration. So you can see all of them are not just for civil servants, but also for us in daily life. Following rules, being responsible, showing compassion, working with integrity, these values make governance strong and society better. So that's all for today. We will continue in the next class with more topics from ethics and human interface. If you found this helpful, do support me, like, share, and subscribe.